Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. And as I said to a group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennedysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day, told a lie one day, told a lie one day, told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
The monopoly game was set up way back in 1860. Here's what it is. Owning and controlling land.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land.
Now, monopoly is supposed to be based on this premise. Everybody's supposed to sit down and get the same amount of money to play the game. You're supposed to take that money, and what are you supposed to do? Buy land.
Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor.
If you buy just one piece of land in a set, it has no value. You got to get all three pieces. That's called aggregation.
But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm.
So you got land. The second thing in the monopoly game is you got to buy the businesses. The water country, the electric truck company, what's the other one? Railroads, okay.
Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming.
You got to have businesses. Here we are. We don't own the land because they never gave us any land, wouldn't give us any land. We're playing a real life monopoly game. We don't own any land. We don't own the electric company, the railroads, we don't own any businesses. Okay, and then the third thing, you're supposed to be able to improve the property by putting houses on it, stuff like that, a lot of houses, but in combination. So you can generate 3 or 4 and get a lot of money. But black folk at one time by 1920 had over 20 million acres of land. They lost 19 million acres of land between 1920 and 1950. So they don't own any land. They didn't own that land also, so put hotels.
Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms.
Where are the hotels? We finally got one black hotel in New York now. I mean in Washington, D.C. We don't own any hotels, so we play a monopoly game with no hotels either. Now, how can we play a game, on this rule of owning and controlling land, resources, and tools, and generate wealth? We're playing a real-life monopoly game by throwing the dice and hoping that the dice will land on the right property. On what's the right property? Income tax reform, free parking. Going around the board, just rolling the dice with no money, no land, no buildings, nothing. And sooner or later, we're going to throw the dice and the land throw us on the wrong property, and what happens? We go past go, don't collect $200 and take your butt straight to jail. That's why you got all these blacks sitting up in jail. You're playing a game that your deck is stacked against you because you're not playing to play the rules. Because again, what you're doing is that you're eradicating your own history.
Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality.
Now, why don't you have any communities? Because see, everybody else has communities, and we tried to build a black town in Detroit, Michigan. They said that's divisive. This is advice for you all to build something for black folk. I had a plan laid out to build a black business district in the city of Detroit, and whites and all the other groups marched downtown. Here's the Mexicans in Detroit, Hispanics in Detroit, Asians, Arabs, all Dearborn is all Arabs. They all marched downtown to protest my building a black business district for black folk. They said, Dr. Adams, we admit in Detroit is 92% black. We got a Chinatown, Asian town, Arab town, Greek town, Pole town, Hockey town, Cork town. But if you build something for black folk, that's racist. And guess what your leadership said? You sure is right. That would be wrong. Sure, we don't want to do that. We come a long ways. We came all the way from we're socially integrated now. We don't need anything. And I said, but you don't have anything. Yeah, I know, but the little bit we got, if we try to build something for black folk, they'll take that away from us.
Estimated that we spend $322,000 for each enemy we kill in Vietnam, while we spend in the so-called war on poverty in America only about $53 for each person classified as poor.
You are this nation's official underclass now. And underclass means those individuals, by the pure nature of their social economic conditions, you're predestined to live as beggars and criminals for the rest of your existence if you don't break out now. You can hang it up. You can quit. Don't worry about your kids anymore. They're through. If you don't get yourself together right now and quit playing these silly games thinking that somehow because you're socially integrated, you can achieve something, you're through.
It is entirely up to the American people whether or not they're going to face and deal with and embrace this stranger whom they've maligned so long. What white people have to do is try to find out in their own hearts why it was necessary to have a nigger in the first place. Because I'm not a nigger. I'm a man. But if you think I'm a nigger, it means you need it. The question you got to ask yourself, the white population of this country has got to ask itself, North and South, because it's one country, and for a Negro, there's no difference between the North and the South. There's just a difference in the way they castrate you. But the fact of the castration is the American fact. If I'm not the nigger here, and you invented him, you, the white people, invented him, then you got to find out why.
Well,
and the future of the country depends on that, whether or not it's able to ask that question.
As a Negro and as an American, I can only hope that America has the strength and the capacity,
the moral strength,
to ask and answer that question in affirmative and constructive ways.
To face that question. To face that question. To face that question. face that question, to 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 face that question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain.